I'm sorry ahead of time for any time the video freezes and the audio doesn't line up with the video itself. In the next video, I will try to line everything up with no other problems. Again, I apologize for this inconvenience. Please do subscribe for better videos in the future. Thank you, and try to enjoy this week's vlog. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to vlog number 2 right here on the AWM Studios Production YouTube page. If you're new to this channel, please do me a favor and do all of us a favor here on the community and subscribe, and click that bell icon to stay notified for every single time I drop a video on this channel. Thank you for joining me. I'm Barry Wolf. Nice to meet all of you. Alright, now let's get into today's topic a little bit, alright? It's going to be about the Hardy Boys and about AEW and about WrestleMania 38. All those and more in this video right here. And what do I really want to say more or less about WrestleMania 38 is that it's 2 nights like it was for the past 3 years. In my opinion, that's a little redundant. That's a little something that shouldn't be done properly, but in my opinion, that's just my opinion. It should be a one-night thing as it's always been for over the past, I don't know, 28 to 30 years, 32 years, something like that, 34 years. Ever since WrestleMania 36, was it 36? It might have been 35. WrestleMania 36, it's always been 2 nights. 2 nights. Because of the pandemic, they couldn't compact it all in one night, so they did it in 2 nights. But that just doesn't make sense to me. WrestleMania for 35 years, 35 freaking years, has always been a one-night event. You would have the Hall of Fame on that Saturday, or in modern times, you'd have that NXT event on that Saturday, and then roll up on Sunday with WrestleMania, the biggest show of the show, and have maybe 10 to 11 matches scheduled for the event. Now, when I went to WrestleMania 29 at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, it was a really good event. Could have been better. I mean, the event could have been better. I only have maybe 2 matches that were really my favorite matches of the night. Which match 1 that was my favorite was CM Punk versus The Undertaker. Now, they say wrestlers that have good chemistry with each other in the ring, that literally mold and not even mold, just flow together in the ring, usually forget about timing and cues because they're having too much fun in the ring with each other, that they don't really remember spot for spot what they're supposed to do to end the match. And in my opinion, that's what happened between CM Punk and Undertaker, because what many of people don't know is that Undertaker versus CM Punk was supposed to be somewhere in the neighborhood of, I think, slotted for like 10 to 15 minutes at best, but it lasted like 20, 22 minutes, something like that. And it was because the match was that well put together. CM Punk is that well of an entertainer. CM Punk is, well, my friend, a really great athlete. And so was The Undertaker in that point in time. The Undertaker in that point in time could be world renowned at that point in time. He's had, at that point, so many great matches. And he didn't even lose at that point. He was still holding his streak strong. And I mean it. He should have beaten Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30. He shouldn't have lost to Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar means nothing. I mean, don't get me wrong. Brock Lesnar, I have a lot of respect for as a competitor, as an entertainer. I don't know him personally, but I have a lot of respect for him as an entertainer and everything that he tries to do. But he didn't need that win at WrestleMania 30, because by the time WrestleMania 30 came around, he was already not even in the prime anymore of his career. He was already former WWE champion, multi-time WWE champion, former WWE Tag Team Champions. I mean, he's been everything. Former World Champion for that matter. Former United States Champion for that matter, I think. I can be wrong. Let me know down in the comments. But he's been almost everything in WWE at up to the point of WrestleMania 30 that he didn't need a victory against The Undertaker. He could have won a night without it. But that's just me saying it. That's just me, Barry Wolf, saying it. I mean, seriously, what more can he have done to do this? I don't know. That's just me. But that was Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker, WrestleMania 30. That should never... Well, I'm not going to say it should never have happened. The match itself should have happened. But the result of it shouldn't have happened. I honestly think, and I'm a strong believer, I know all the dirt sheets, all the shoot interviews that Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman, and Undertaker did probably explains it all already, but I'm going to give my opinion. My opinion is that I think Undertaker going into it was supposed to win, but midway through, they changed the script because the referee has come out on the record too, the referee of that match. I think it was, John Cone? I think it was John Cone, referee John Cone, and he said himself that he didn't know going into it that Brock Lesnar was going to win. He thought Undertaker was going to win, as always, as he's always done. He thought that it was going to be another easy night for Undertaker winning the match. But it wasn't until moments before, during the third F5, that he realized in his ear, Vince told him in his ear, because referees wear earpieces in WWE, so they can get special cues from the producers of each match, or road agents, whatever you want to call them. And Vince was basically yapping in his ear and basically saying, John, we're flipping the script. Tell Brock he's winning. Tell Brock to hold him down for 3 seconds. Tell him to hold him down for the 3 count because he's now going over. He's going to be the biggest star that we have at this point because he's going to win. And that's what I think was said. I don't know exactly what was said. No one knows outside of John Cone and Vince McMahon himself what was said in his ear. But I think that's similar to what was said, was basically around the bout of, oh, tell Brock that he's going to go over, that he's going to win the match. And that he's going to win the match. And what else can I say? Just the fact that he was told, okay, Brock, you're going to go over, you're going to win. Hold him down for the 3 count. And that's what he did. At third F5, 1, 2, 3, match ends. The entire arena goes silent. Dead freaking silent, as if somebody got shot. Dead silent. As silent as this. As silent as that moment right there. Dead silent. All the looks on people's faces went completely dead. They thought, holy shit, are we watching history? Did the referee call the match the way he was supposed to? Or did the referee screw up the match? Was Undertaker supposed to win? Or was Brock supposed to win? Who was supposed to win? And then it wasn't until the next night on Raw that it was confirmed that Brock Lesnar, let me bring it closer, that Brock Lesnar himself was supposed to win the match all along. And that it was brought to their attention because Vince McMahon, Undertaker, and Brock all thought together, I'm going to win the match. Excuse me. Let me get to a better location because my back's starting to kill me. So give me 1 minute. So basically that's what I think it is that he was told ahead of time, listen, you're going to win, and that's what's going to happen. But now let's get back to WrestleMania 29, what I was talking about earlier, CM Punk versus Undertaker, which in my opinion was a great match. But again, it was, I think, I could be wrong with the exact time limit that they were given, because some sources say 10 minutes, some sources say 12 minutes, some sources say it was supposed to be in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 minutes, no more than that, because what was supposed to happen afterwards was supposed to be the Bella Twins and Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow versus the Funkadactyls, Cameron and Naomi, and Tensai and Brodus Clay in an 8-person tag match, which again was a Divas tag match with the guys, which I think was slated for like 7 minutes at best, something like that, like a quick 6-7 minute match. Because what was supposed to happen after that tag match was then going to be Triple H versus Brock Lesnar. But because they went over their time, Taker and Punk, because they went over their time, it ended up scratching that match out and cutting that match completely. And it ended up going straight from Paul Heyman bringing out CM Punk and accompanying him out to the ring to Paul Heyman bringing out Brock Lesnar immediately after. It was like as soon as Punk won, Paul Heyman had to go into the back to get ready for his second entrance to go out with Brock Lesnar because that was the very next match. And the way I like what WWE does is that they do promo, entrance, match, victory, promo for the next match, entrance for the next match, and then victory, and in that same order. So I gave Paul Heyman enough time to hurry himself into the back, get situated with Brock, and get ready for the entrance of every guy to be brought out to the ring. And then what was supposed to happen after that was Brock versus Triple H, which I'm going to say was a decent match. If I had to give it a rating, 10 being, oh my God, the greatest match of all time, nothing beats it. 1 being, oh my God, I could have slept through this and nothing would have changed. I would give this match maybe a 3 or a 4. There were parts of it that were entertaining, but at the same time, I just was almost asleep. And it was because of one thing. I'm a huge fan of entrances more than the match themselves. I'm sorry about that. But I'm into the music and the pyrotechnics, and especially when it's WrestleMania, the pyrotechnics, the entire glamour of the show. That's what I'm into, is the entire aesthetics of the show. Rather than the matches themselves, I'm more into the entrances. And this one kind of really didn't live up to its hype as far as entrances are concerned. For Triple H it did, for Brock Lesnar probably it did, but for Shawn Michaels, who was in Triple H's corner that match, it didn't live up to its hype. Because when you think of Shawn Michaels and his pyrotechnics when he's doing his stance on the ramp or whatever, you think of loud, banging, like, pyrotechnics that you can hear for miles, like, and all that. This one was more like just like glitter and glitter fireworks. Like if you were in the bathroom in the concourse of the stadium, you wouldn't hear anything outside the music. Like you wouldn't even hear anything. There was no pyrotechnics really sound effect wise. Like when you think Batista, you feel the vibrations from his pyrotechnics. When you feel the pyrotechnics from Chris Jericho's WWE entrance, when you feel the pyrotechnics from other guys' entrances, you actually feel it. Like Jeff Hardy's 2008 pyrotechnics, you felt that. The whole arena shook with that. With, I don't know, just those guys alone. Like the arenas shook when you felt the pyrotechnics. But Shawn Michaels on WrestleMania 29, they went, and it just didn't feel right with me. So to make a long story short, that was my experience with WrestleMania 29. I went there live, like I said, and it really didn't live up to its hype. I mean, seriously, what more can you really say about WrestleMania 29 that I didn't say so already? I mean, many of you can have your own opinions. So please, I want to hear discussion. I want to have discussions with all my viewers out there. Whether you're a 19th subscriber, whether you're the 20th, 21st, 22nd, does not matter. Please do me the favor. Also, subscribe. Click that bell icon so that you get notified every single time I drop a video. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. I want honest reviews. So please. And also, be sure to check out our official merchandise store at bonfire.com/store/AWM Studios. One more time, bonfire.com/store/AWM Studios. The link to the website will be right here somewhere in like a nameplate. And more will be down in the description box below about our wonderful website where you can get t-shirts, hoodies, face masks, coffee mugs, the likes, the works, whatever you want of AWM Studios production community. All you got to do is go to bonfire.com/store/AWM Studios today. And while you're at it, please use AWM Studios for a promo code in the